Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Artificial Fluency. I'm your host, and before we start today's journey, I want you to think about something. Right now, as you're listening to me, how many other things are competing for your attention? Maybe your phone is nearby, maybe you're thinking about what you need to do later, or perhaps you have multiple browser tabs open. Here's a reality that might surprise you. The ability to focus deeply on one thing at a time has become a superpower in our modern world. Today, we're going to explore not just how to master focus, but how to use that focus to grow as a person and create a more meaningful life. Over the next 60 minutes, we'll discover powerful English vocabulary and life strategies that successful people use every day. We'll talk about deep work, personal growth, brain science, and practical techniques you can start using immediately. So, find a comfortable spot, put away distractions, and let's begin this transformative journey together. Teaching note. Competing for your attention means trying to get your attention at the same time. Think of competition. Multiple things are trying to win the same prize, which is your focus. Browser tabs are the different websites open in your internet browser. Today's comprehensive lesson is organized into 6 powerful sections, each building on the previous one. First, we'll explore deep work and attention management, why your ability to focus is your most valuable skill, and how to protect it. Second, we'll discuss the science of learning, how your brain actually works, and what this means for studying English and any other skill. Third, we'll examine personal growth principles, the mindset shifts that separate people who grow from those who stay stuck. Fourth, we'll cover meaningful relationships and communication, how to build deeper connections with others through better English and emotional intelligence. Fifth, we'll look at daily habits for success, small actions that compound into life-changing results. And finally, we'll apply everything to your English learning journey. Practical strategies to accelerate your progress using these principles. Each section includes real-world examples, essential vocabulary, and techniques you can implement starting today. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's start with what might be the most important skill of our time, the ability to focus deeply. In our distracted world, this has become a rare and valuable ability. What is deep work? Here's how experts define it. Deep work means working with full focus, no distractions, no multitasking, no background noise. Just you and your task and your full mental power. This might sound simple, but think about your typical day. How often do you work on something important without checking your phone, email, or social media? For most people, the answer is almost never. Teaching note. Full mental power means using all of your brain's ability and concentration. Mental power refers to your thinking capacity, like how physical power refers to your strength. Multitasking means trying to do several things at the same time. Why deep work matters. Research shows that deep work enables several things: faster thinking and problem solving, deeper learning and better memory, higher quality results in less time, greater satisfaction, and sense of accomplishment. As productivity expert Cal Newport says, the person who can focus wins. Not just wins, rules. Teaching note. Rules here doesn't mean makes rules for others. In this context, it means dominates or is the most successful. It's a strong way to say someone is clearly the best or most powerful in their field. Your attention is your bank account. Think of attention this way. Your attention is your real bank account. What makes or breaks your life is where you spend your attention. Just like money, attention is limited. You can invest it wisely or waste it carelessly. But unlike money, once you spend your attention on something meaningless, you can never get that time back. Attention management vocabulary: full focus and full mental power. Your attention is your bank account. Invest wisely versus waste carelessly. What makes or breaks your life? You can never get that time back. The problem with shallow work. Most people spend their days doing what experts call shallow work. This is work that looks important, but doesn't move your life forward. Work that fills the day, but empties your mind. Examples of shallow work include checking email every few minutes, attending unnecessary meetings, endless scrolling on social media, responding to non-urgent messages immediately. The result? You feel tired, but you've done nothing meaningful. Teaching note: move your life forward means to make progress towards your goals or improve your situation. Fill the day but empty your mind is a powerful contrast. Your time is occupied, but you're not growing or accomplishing anything meaningful. Protecting your focus. The world will try to steal your attention every second. Here are strategies to protect it. 1. Block deep work time. Block 2 hours every day for your most important goal. This time is sacred. Sacred means extremely important and protected. During this time, turn off all notifications, close email and social media, tell others you're unavailable, focus on only one important task. 2. Embrace boredom. If you can't handle boredom, you will never be able to handle deep focus. We've become addicted to constant stimulation. Train your brain by waiting in line without checking your phone, taking walks without music or podcasts, and sitting quietly for a few minutes each day. Teaching note: handle in this context means deal with or manage. I can't handle this stress means the stress is too much for you to manage. Sacred means holy or extremely important, something you protect and respect. 3. Quit social media or use it intentionally. Social media is not free. You are paying for it with your time, your focus, your peace, and your potential. If you must use social media, use it like a professional with a clear purpose. Don't scroll mindlessly. 4. Drain the shallow. If you don't drain the shallow, it will drown your greatness. This means identifying and eliminating activities that don't contribute to your goals. Ask yourself, does this activity help me grow or achieve something important? Deep work application for English learning. For English learners, deep work means setting aside uninterrupted time for focused study, choosing one skill to improve at a time: listening, speaking, reading, or writing, removing distractions during practice sessions, and engaging fully with the material rather than passively consuming it. Key learning points for deep work. Full mental power means complete concentration. Move your life forward means make meaningful progress. Sacred means extremely important and protected. Handle can mean deal with or manage. Deep work requires protecting your attention like money. Understanding how your brain works can revolutionize your learning. Let's explore the science behind effective learning and what this means for mastering English. Exercise and brain power. Here's a fundamental truth. Your brain works better when your body moves. Exercise increases oxygen to the brain, improves memory and focus, boosts creativity, and protects against mental decline. Even 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day can start changing your brain. For English learners, this means take short walks while listening to English podcasts. Do light exercise before study sessions. Stand and move during long practice sessions. Teaching note. Mental decline refers to the gradual loss of thinking abilities that can happen as people age. Exercise helps prevent this. Boost creativity means to increase or improve your ability to think of new ideas. Your brain's primary purpose. Your brain evolved for survival in the jungle, not the classroom. It thrives on meaning, exploration, and challenge. When work feels meaningless, or you live a sedentary lifestyle, you experience mental burnout because your brain is bored, stressed, or disconnected from real purpose. Teaching note. Evolved for survival means your brain developed over thousands of years to help humans survive dangerous situations. Sedentary lifestyle means spending most of your time sitting and not moving much. Mental burnout is exhaustion from mental work or stress. Brain learning vocabulary. Your brain works better when your body moves. Evolved for survival in the jungle, thrives on meaning, exploration, and challenge. Sedentary lifestyle, mental burnout, disconnected from real purpose. Every brain is different. Remember this. Every brain is wired differently. There is no single right way to learn. Some people learn better by listening, others by reading, others by doing. Stop comparing your brain to someone else's. For English learning, this means experiment with different methods. Find what works for your learning style. Don't feel bad if others learn differently than you. Memory, short-term versus long-term. Understanding memory can transform your study habits. Short-term memory is tiny and the writing fades in seconds if you don't repeat. Holds about 7 pieces of information for less than 30 seconds. requires repetition to move to long-term memory. Long-term memory requires visiting information again and again over time, is like a path in the forest that gets clearer with repeated use, or like writing a word on wet cement that becomes permanent with repeated tracing before it dries. Teaching note: the writing fades in seconds means the information disappears, like ink fading from paper. Wet cement is concrete that hasn't hardened yet. You can write in it, but it only becomes permanent if you trace over it multiple times before it dries. Spaced repetition for English. Review new vocabulary after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, then a month. Practice the same grammar pattern in different contexts over time. Return to difficult pronunciation sounds regularly. Memory vocabulary. The writing fades in seconds, holds about 7 pieces of information, visiting information again and again over time, like a path in the forest, like writing a word on wet cement. Sleep and learning. Sleep is not a waste of time. Sleep is your brain's most powerful tool. During sleep, your brain processes and consolidates memories, solves problems creatively, cleans out mental toxins, prepares for the next day's learning. Lack of sleep makes your brain perform like you're legally drunk. For optimal learning, prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Stress blocks learning. Quote, stress changes your brain. It stops you from learning. It blocks memory. It slows thinking. When you're stressed, the amygdala, or fear center, overrides your learning centers. This leads to emotional, distracted, and a foggy thinking. No flower can bloom in a storm, and no brain can learn under attack. Teaching note: the amygdala is a part of your brain that processes fear and emotions. When it's very active due to stress, it makes it hard for other parts of your brain to function normally. Foggy thinking means unclear or confused thinking. Stress management for learning. Create a calm study environment. Use breathing exercises before studying. Break large tasks into smaller, manageable parts. Celebrate small wins to build confidence. Sensory integration. Quote, stimulate more of the senses. Learning is enhanced when you engage multiple senses simultaneously. When you combine more senses, you remember more, you understand faster, you stay focused longer. For English learning, listen while reading, or sight plus hearing, write while speaking, or touch plus hearing and sight, use visual aids with audio lessons, and practice pronunciation while looking in a mirror. Vision dominates. Your brain is a visual machine. It understands images faster, remembers pictures longer, and learns through visuals better than words alone. Over half of your brain's resources are used just for vision-related tasks. English learning applications use visual vocabulary cards. Watch English videos with subtitles. Create mind maps for grammar concepts. Associate new words with mental images. Brain science vocabulary. Sleep is your brain's most powerful tool. Legally drunk. Performing very poorly. No flower can bloom in the storm. Stimulate more of the senses. Your brain is a visual machine. Vision-related tasks. Exploration as natural drive. We are powerful and natural explorers. This instinct drives growth and learning. The brain chases curiosity, forms questions, builds maps, creates new pathways, tests ideas. For English learners, embrace exploration by asking questions about why English works the way it does, exploring different accents and dialects, investigating the cultural context of phrases, experimenting with creative uses of new vocabulary. Key learning points for brain science. Mental burnout comes from lack of purpose or challenge. The writing fades means information disappears quickly. Legally drunk describes very poor performance. Stimulate more of the senses for better learning. Your brain naturally wants to explore and discover. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Personal growth isn't just about learning new skills. It's about developing the mindset and emotional intelligence that lead to a fulfilling life. Let's explore the principles that drive meaningful change. The power of no. One of the most important skills for personal growth is learning to say no. Saying no is a full sentence. Research shows that people who can say no clearly are more trusted and more respected. Why? Because when you say yes when you don't want to, you let yourself down and you let that person down. And in the long term, you actually end up building resentment. An honest no is honesty in its purest form. Teaching note. In its purest form means in the most clear, direct, and uncomplicated way. Build resentment means to gradually develop angry or bitter feelings towards someone. Let someone down means to disappoint them. How to say no politely in English. I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to this right now. That sounds interesting, but it's not a good fit for my schedule. I'd love to help, but I have other priorities this week. Thank you for the invitation, but I won't be able to make it. No vocabulary. Saying no is a full sentence. More trusted and more respected. Let yourself down and let that person down. Building resentment. Honesty in its purest form. Helping versus enabling. Here's a counterintuitive truth. Often when you try to help others, you can actually end up hurting them. Overhelping ends up enabling them and creates dependency, preventing people from developing resilience and self-reliance. Real coaching isn't carrying someone up the mountain. It's reminding them they have legs. Teaching note. Counterintuitive means opposite to what you would naturally think or expect. Enable means to make it possible for someone to continue doing something, often something negative. Self-reliance means the ability to depend on yourself. Healthy versus unhealthy help. Healthy help. teaching someone how to solve problems, offering emotional support while they work, providing resources and guidance, encouraging their efforts and progress. Unhealthy help, solving all their problems for them, removing all consequences from their actions, doing things they should learn to do themselves, creating dependency instead of independence. Achievement versus alignment. Success without personal fulfillment is empty. Achievement without alignment feels like failure. Many people achieve external markers of success, good jobs, money, recognition, but still feel unhappy because their achievements don't match their core values. True happiness comes when you lose envy, when you lose ego, when you lose greed. These internal weeds push away human connection and authentic satisfaction. Teaching note. Alignment means harmony between your actions and your values or beliefs. Core values are your most fundamental beliefs about what's important in life. Internal weeds is a metaphor. Like weeds that damage a garden, these negative emotions damage your happiness. Finding alignment questions. Does this achievement reflect what I actually value? Am I pursuing this goal for myself or to impress others? Will this success help me become the person I want to be? Do my daily actions match my stated priorities? Triggers as teachers. Here's a powerful insight for personal growth. The people who frustrate you teach you the most about you. Often, what annoys us in others mirrors parts of ourselves we haven't accepted. Our triggers are your teachers. Your jealousy is your guide. Your anger is your mirror. Teaching note. Triggers are things that cause strong emotional reactions. Mirror, as a verb, means to reflect or show. If someone's behavior mirrors something in you, it reflects something about your own personality or issues. Using triggers for growth. When someone annoys you, ask, "What does this remind me of in myself?" Notice patterns in what bothers you most. Use emotional reactions as information about your values. Practice responding rather than just reacting. Personal growth vocabulary. Achievement without alignment feels like failure. When you lose envy, ego, and greed. Internal weeds. Mirrors parts of ourselves we haven't accepted. Triggers are teachers. Jealousy is your guide. Kindness over achievement. Kindness is remembered longer than achievement. People remember moments of kindness, genuine, sincere connection, and how affectionate you were rather than your accomplishments. This leads to living a clean, energetic life and being able to go to sleep peacefully. Acts of kindness in daily English. How are you feeling today? Showing genuine interest. Is there anything I can help you with? I noticed you seem stressed. Are you okay? Thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate you taking the time to explain this to me. Understanding overcorrection. People change more from being understood than being corrected. Instead of lecturing or criticizing, people need to feel validated, heard, and seen. Curiosity and genuine listening open doors that correction keeps locked. Teaching note. Validated means having your feelings or experiences acknowledged as real and important. Genuine listening means really paying attention to understand, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Understanding language. I can see why you feel that way. That sounds really challenging. Help me understand your perspective. What was that experience like for you? I hear that this is important to you. The peak end rule. We judge experiences not by how long they lasted, but by the peak moment and the ending moment. A single cruel goodbye can overshadow years of love, while one kind act at the end of someone's life can heal decades of distance. This applies to relationships, work projects, conversations, and daily experiences. The lesson? End things well and design peaks. Applications for better relationships. End conversations on a positive note. Create memorable moments during time together. Say goodbye thoughtfully and kindly. Celebrate milestones and achievements. Make the last interaction of the day pleasant. Key learning points for personal growth. Let someone down means to disappoint them. Counterintuitive means opposite to what you'd expect. Alignment means harmony between actions and values. Triggers are things that cause strong emotional reactions. Validated means having your feelings acknowledged as important. Building deep, meaningful relationships requires both emotional intelligence and communication skills. Let's explore how to connect authentically with others, using English that builds bridges rather than walls. The foundation: genuine interest. The most important skill for relationships isn't talking, it's listening with genuine curiosity. When you ask, "How was your day?" do you really want to know, or are you just being polite? People can sense the difference between genuine interest and social politeness. Genuine interest involves asking follow-up questions, remembering what people tell you, showing emotion in response to their stories, making eye contact, and giving full attention. Teaching note: social politeness refers to things we say just to be polite without really meaning them deeply. Follow-up questions are additional questions you ask to learn more about what someone just told you. Genuine interest phrases. Tell me more about that. How did that make you feel? What was the most challenging part? That sounds really meaningful to you. I can imagine that was difficult. Active listening techniques. Active listening goes beyond hearing words. It involves understanding emotions, intentions, and needs. Here are key techniques. Reflecting. Repeat back what you heard to confirm understanding. So, what I'm hearing is that you felt frustrated because it sounds like the main issue was, let me make sure I understand. You're saying that validating. Acknowledge the other person's emotions. That sounds incredibly stressful. I can understand why you'd feel that way. Your reaction makes complete sense. Clarifying. Ask questions to better understand. Can you help me understand what you mean by difficult? When you say difficult, what specifically was hard? What would have made that situation better? Emotional intelligence in English. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing, understanding and managing emotions, both your own and others. Here's how to express this in English. Recognizing emotions. I notice you seem a bit worried about this. You sound excited when you talk about that project. I can see this is frustrating for you. Your voice tells me this is really important to you. Expressing your own emotions. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this information. I have to admit, I'm nervous about making this decision. This conversation is making me feel hopeful. I'm honestly not sure how to handle this situation. Teaching note. I have to admit is used when you're sharing something that might be difficult to say or that makes you vulnerable. Honestly, emphasizes that you're being truthful about your feelings. Relationship communication vocabulary. Genuine interest versus social politeness. Follow-up questions. Reflecting, validating, clarifying. I notice you. I have to admit. Handling disagreements constructively. Conflict is normal in relationships, but how you handle disagreement determines whether it strengthens or weakens your connection. Instead of saying, "You're wrong about this," say, "I see it differently. Can we explore both perspectives?" Instead of saying, "You always do this," say, "I've noticed this pattern, and I'm wondering if we can talk about it." Instead of saying, "That's a terrible idea," say, "I have some concerns about that approach. Would you like to hear them?" Constructive disagreement phrases. I see it differently. Can we explore both perspectives? I've noticed this pattern. I have some concerns about that approach. Would you like to hear my thoughts? Help me understand your reasoning. Building trust through vulnerability. Trust grows when people share authentically. This means being willing to show some vulnerability, your uncertainties, mistakes, and genuine feelings. Vulnerability in English. I'm not sure about this, but here's what I'm thinking. I made a mistake, and I want to make it right. This is hard for me to say, but I don't have all the answers, but I care about finding a solution. I'm learning too, and I appreciate your patience. Teaching note, vulnerability means being open about your weaknesses or uncertainties. It might seem risky, but it actually helps build trust because people appreciate honesty. Giving feedback that helps. Whether in personal relationships or professional settings, giving helpful feedback is a crucial skill. The feedback sandwich approach. Start with something positive, share the area for improvement, end with encouragement. Example, I really appreciate how thorough you are with research. I think the presentation could be even stronger if we simplified some of the technical language for our audience. You have great insights, and I think making them more accessible will really help people understand your expertise. Feedback vocabulary. I really appreciate how. I think something could be even stronger if. You have great insights. Making them more accessible will help. Cultural sensitivity in communication. When communicating across cultures, remember that directness, eye contact, personal space, and humor all vary. Some phrases that show cultural awareness. In my culture, we tend to, how is it in yours? I want to make sure I'm communicating clearly across cultural differences. Please let me know if I should adjust my communication style. I'm still learning about different communication preferences. Maintaining long-distance relationships. In our global world, many relationships involve distance. Key phrases for maintaining connection. I've been thinking about our conversation and wanted to follow up. Even though we're far apart, you're important to me. I know the time difference is challenging, but I want to make this work. What's the best way for us to stay connected regularly? Digital communication etiquette. Much modern communication happens through text, email, and video calls. Email, text best practices. Use clear subject lines. Be specific about what you need. Acknowledge when you receive important information. Don't assume tone. Clarify if needed. Video call excellence. Test technology beforehand. Find good lighting and minimize background noise. Make eye contact with the camera, not the screen. Be patient with technical difficulties. Teaching note. Follow up means to continue or check on something discussed earlier. Time difference refers to different time zones when people live in different parts of the world. Key learning points for relationships. Social politeness is being polite without real interest. Follow-up questions show genuine curiosity. I have to admit, introduces something difficult to say. And vulnerability means sharing uncertainties or weaknesses. Follow-up means to continue or check on something. Success isn't built through occasional grand gestures. It's created through small, consistent, daily habits. Let's explore the habits that compound into extraordinary results and the English to talk about them. The power of consistency. Motivation is short. Habit is long. Motivation comes and goes, but habits run automatically. The key is to start small and be consistent, rather than trying to make dramatic changes that you can't maintain. Teaching note. Motivation is short. Habit is long means motivation doesn't last very long, but habits can last for years. Run automatically means habits happen without thinking about them, like brushing your teeth. Building strong habits. Start tiny. Choose habits so small they're almost impossible to fail. I will read 1 page of English every day. I will practice pronunciation for 2 minutes each morning. I will write 1 sentence in my journal before bed. Stack habits. Attach new habits to existing ones. After I brush my teeth, I will practice English pronunciation. After I pour my morning coffee, I will read 1 English article. After I sit at my desk, I will review yesterday's vocabulary. Teaching note. Stack habits means to connect a new habit to something you already do regularly. This makes it easier to remember and maintain the new habit. Habit formation vocabulary. Motivation is short, habit is long. Run automatically. Start tiny. Almost impossible to fail. Morning routines for success. How you start your day often determines how the rest of it unfolds. Successful people typically have morning routines that prepare them mentally and physically for their best performance. Elements of an effective morning routine. Wake up at the same time. Consistency helps regulate your body's internal clock. Hydrate immediately. Your body loses water during sleep and needs to rehydrate. Move your body. Even 5 minutes of stretching or light exercise wakes up your system. Practice gratitude. Starting with appreciation sets a positive tone for the day. Review your priorities. Spend a few minutes clarifying what's most important today. Teaching note. Internal clock refers to your body's natural rhythm that tells you when to sleep and wake up. Sets a positive tone means it creates a good mood or attitude that continues through the day. Morning routine phrases. Regulate your body's internal clock. Needs to rehydrate. Wakes up your system. Sets a positive tone for the day. Clarifying what's most important. Evening reflection habits. Just as morning routines prepare you for the day, evening routines help you process what happened and prepare for tomorrow. Evening reflection questions. What went well today? What could I improve tomorrow? What am I grateful for from today? What are my top 3 priorities for tomorrow? How did I grow or learn something new today? Reading and learning habits. Continuous learning is crucial, whether it's through reading, attending workshops, or engaging in conversations. Every experience adds to our understanding. Reading habit strategies. Set a minimum. I will read for at least 15 minutes before bed. Carry a book. I always have something to read during waiting times. Mix formats. I combine physical books, audiobooks, and articles. Take notes. I write down key insights to review later. Teaching note. Waiting times refers to periods when you're waiting for something, like in line, for an appointment, or for transportation. These are good opportunities to read. Vocabulary learning. Continuous learning is crucial. Every experience adds to our understanding. During waiting times. Mix formats. Key insights. Physical health habits. Your body and brain are connected. Physical habits directly impact your mental performance and emotional well-being. Simple physical health habits. Walk more. Take the stairs instead of the elevator when possible. Drink water. Keep a water bottle visible to remind yourself to stay hydrated. Take breaks. Stand and stretch every hour during desk work. Sleep consistently. Go to bed and wake up at similar times, even on weekends. Mental health and stress management. Managing stress and maintaining mental health requires daily attention, not just crisis intervention. Daily mental health habits. Practice mindfulness. Spend a few minutes focusing on your breathing. Limit news consumption. Choose specific times to check news rather than constantly. Connect with others. Have at least one meaningful conversation each day. Express gratitude. Notice and appreciate 3 good things daily. Teaching note. Crisis intervention means dealing with problems only when they become severe emergencies. It's better to maintain mental health daily rather than waiting for a crisis. Time management habits. Time blocking. Assign specific time periods to different types of tasks. Batch similar activities. Do all your email responses at once rather than throughout the day. Use timers. Work in focused 25-minute blocks with short breaks. Plan the night before. Decide your next day's priorities before you go to sleep. Teaching note. Time blocking means scheduling specific hours for different activities. Batch similar activities means grouping similar tasks together to be more efficient. The 25-minute work blocks are called the Pomodoro technique. Productivity vocabulary. Assign specific time periods. Batch similar activities. At once rather than throughout the day. Focused blocks with short breaks. Decide priorities before you go to sleep. Digital wellness habits. Technology can support your goals or distract you from them. Developing healthy digital habits is crucial for modern success. Digital boundary setting. Phone-free zones. Keep phones out of the bedroom and dining room. Notification management. Turn off non-essential notifications during work hours. Social media limits. Check social media only at designated times. Digital sunset. Stop using screens 1 hour before bedtime. The compound effect of small habits. Small daily actions create massive long-term results through what's called the compound effect. Just like compound interest in banking, small improvements compound over time. A 1% improvement every day leads to being 37 times better after 1 year. A 1% decline every day leads to being nearly zero after 1 year. Examples of 1% daily improvements for English. Learn one new word and use it in conversation. Listen to English for 10 minutes longer than yesterday. Practice pronunciation of one challenging sound. Read one additional paragraph in English. Have one brief conversation with a native speaker. Teaching note. Compound interest is when money earns interest and then that interest earns more interest, creating exponential growth. The compound effect applies this same principle to habits and skills. Habit tracking and accountability. Tracking your habits helps you stay consistent and see your progress over time. Simple habit tracking methods. Calendar marking. Put an X on your calendar for each day you complete the habit. Habit journal. Write one sentence about your habit practice each day. Accountability partner. Check in weekly with someone about your progress. Photo evidence. Take a picture to document your daily practice. Building habits that stick. Research shows that certain strategies make habits more likely to become permanent. Environmental design. Make good habits obvious. Put your English books where you'll see them first thing in the morning. Make bad habits invisible. Put distracting apps in folders on your phone. Reward systems. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every day you complete your habit. Link habits to pleasure. Practice English while doing something you enjoy. Social support. Tell others about your goals. Share your English learning goals with family and friends. Join communities. Find groups of people working towards similar goals. Teaching note. Environmental design means organizing your physical space to make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Make habits obvious or invisible means to make them easy or hard to remember and do. Key learning points for daily habits. Time blocking means scheduling specific hours for activities. Batch similar activities means grouping similar tasks together. Compound effect means small improvements create large results over time. Environmental design means organizing space to support good habits. And accountability partner is someone who checks on your progress. Now, let's bring together everything we've learned and apply it specifically to accelerating your English learning progress using the principles of focus, brain science, personal growth, relationships, and daily habits. Deep work for English learning. Apply deep work principles to your English study. Create sacred English time. Block 90 minutes daily for focused English practice. During this time, eliminate all distractions. No phone, no social media, no multitasking. Focus on one skill at a time, rather than trying to improve listening, speaking, reading, and writing simultaneously. Dedicate deep work sessions to one skill. Monday, intensive listening practice. Tuesday, speaking and pronunciation. Wednesday, reading comprehension. Thursday, writing practice. Friday, grammar and vocabulary. Use your brain's natural learning patterns. Morning language learning. Your brain is freshest in the morning. Use this time for your most challenging English tasks, learning new grammar concepts, practicing difficult pronunciation, or tackling complex reading materials. Spaced repetition schedule. Review new vocabulary after 1 day. Review again after 3 days. Review again after a week. Review again after a month. Review again after 3 months. Multisensory English practice. Engage multiple senses simultaneously. Read aloud while following text. Write while listening. And use visual aids with audio lessons. Teaching note. Simultaneously means at the same time. Multisensory means using multiple senses, sight, hearing, touch, etc., together to enhance learning. Personal growth through English. Embrace the learning identity. Instead of saying, I am bad at English, say, I am learning English. This small mindset shift changes everything. Use triggers as learning opportunities. When you feel frustrated with English mistakes, ask, what is this frustration teaching me about my learning process? Practice vulnerability in English. I'm still learning, so please be patient with me. Could you help me understand this better? I don't understand this concept yet, but I'm working on it. Build English learning relationships. Find language exchange partners. Look for native English speakers who want to learn your language. Create mutually beneficial learning relationships. Join English learning communities. Online forums and discussion groups, local English conversation meetups, English book clubs or study groups, professional English networking events. Practice active listening in English. When talking with native speakers, ask follow-up questions, reflect back what you heard, show genuine interest in their responses. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. Daily English habits that compound. Morning English routine. Listen to 5 minutes of English news while having coffee. Read one English article during breakfast. Practice pronunciation in the mirror while getting ready. Throughout the day, think in English during routine activities. Describe your actions in English while doing them. Listen to English podcasts during commutes. Write shopping lists and notes in English. Evening English practice. Watch 15 minutes of English content with subtitles. Write 3 sentences about your day in English. Review and practice new vocabulary before bed. The shadowing technique. Special focus. Shadowing is a very special technique that combines multiple learning principles. How to shadow effectively. Choose audio slightly below your level. Listen once for general understanding. Listen again while reading the text. Try to speak along with the audio without reading. Record yourself and compare to the original. Benefits of shadowing. Trains your ear to English rhythm and intonation. Improves muscle memory in your mouth. Kills hesitation and builds confidence. Develops natural speech patterns. Teaching note. Intonation refers to the rise and fall of your voice when speaking, the musical quality of speech. Muscle memory means your muscles learn to move automatically without conscious thought. Creating your English learning system. Weekly structure. Monday, grammar and vocabulary building. Tuesday, listening practice and shadowing. Wednesday, reading comprehension. Thursday, writing practice. Friday, speaking and conversation. Saturday, review and consolidation. Sunday, relaxed English consumption, movies, books, podcasts. Measuring progress. You don't need to be the smartest student. You only need to show up every single day. Track your consistency, not just your performance. Days of practice completed. New words learned and reviewed. Conversations initiated. Content consumed in English. Mistakes made and learned from. Staying motivated long term. Remember your why. Connect your English learning to your deeper life goals. Why does English matter to you? How will it change your life? Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every day of consistent practice. Celebrate understanding a movie without subtitles. Feel proud when you explain something in English. Notice improvements in your confidence. Handle plateaus and setbacks. Learning plateaus are normal. When progress feels slow, focus on consistency rather than immediate results. Trust the process. Teaching note. A plateau in learning is a period where you feel like you're not improving, even though you're still practicing. It's like climbing a mountain and reaching a flat area. You're not going up, but you're not going back down either. English learning vocabulary. To eliminate all distractions. To focus on one skill at a time. to engage multiple senses simultaneously, to, to create mutually beneficial learning relationships, to kill hesitation and build confidence, to show up every single day. Trust the process. Your English learning action plan. This week, choose 3 habits to implement. 1 deep work habit, block 30 to 90 minutes daily for focused English practice. 1 brain-based technique, use spaced repetition for vocabulary or try shadowing. 1 relationship habit, find 1 English conversation partner or join 1 learning community. Remember, every shadowing session is proof. Every repetition is a step forward. Key learning points for English application. Simultaneously means at the same time. Multisensory means using multiple senses together. Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice when speaking. Muscle memory means automatic physical responses. Trust the process means believe in your method even when progress seems slow. As we reach the end of our 60-minute journey together, let's consolidate the powerful principles we've explored and create your personal roadmap for mastering focus, growth, and meaningful living. The 6 pillars of success we've covered: deep work and attention management. Your ability to focus deeply is your most valuable asset. Protect your attention like money, create sacred time for important work, and eliminate shallow distractions. Brain science for learning. Exercise your body to boost your brain, use spaced repetition for long-term memory, get quality sleep, manage stress, and engage multiple senses in learning. Personal growth principles. Learn to say no with confidence, help others without enabling them, align your achievements with your values, use triggers as teachers, and prioritize kindness over accomplishments. Meaningful communication. Listen with genuine interest, practice vulnerability appropriately, handle disagreements constructively, and build trust through authentic connection. Daily success habits. Start small and stay consistent. Create powerful morning and evening routines. Compound small improvements over time, and design your environment to support good habits. English learning excellence. Apply all these principles to accelerate your English progress through focused practice, brain-based techniques, supportive relationships, and consistent daily action. Your weekly challenge. This week, I challenge you to implement the Rule of 3. Choose 1 deep work habit, block focus time for your most important goal, practice 1 relationship skill, have 1 meaningful conversation with genuine curiosity, start 1 small daily habit, something so small you can't fail, but that compounds over time. The most important truth. Remember this fundamental principle. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. Small actions, repeated daily, create extraordinary results over time. Your English learning journey is not just about language, it's about becoming the person who can focus deeply, grow continuously, and connect meaningfully with others. These skills will serve you far beyond English proficiency. Final words of encouragement. Every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once struggled with pronunciation. Every confident communicator once felt nervous about making mistakes. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is simple: consistent daily action and the willingness to learn from every experience. Habit is long, motivation is short. Build the habits, trust the process, and be patient with yourself as you grow. Thank you for spending these 60 minutes investing in both your English skills and your personal development. If this lesson helped you understand both language and life principles better, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your homework is clear. Implement one technique from today's lesson this week and tell me about your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear how these strategies work in your life. Until next time, remember that focus is your superpower, growth is your choice, and meaningful connection is your reward for authentic communication. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep improving your English with us.